Hi everybody, this is Janelle from the Customer Success team at Funnel, and today I wanted to show you how to create your first custom metric. You can find the metric section under the Organize section on the left-hand side here. And then once you click into it, you'll see all of your metrics listed here. Here are the custom ones. If they have the little shapes like this, it means that either you or someone in your team or Funnel built it out for you. You also have the imported section here and the built-in section here. So jumping into creating a custom metric, you have two options. You have the ability to create a custom metric through standard rules or from scratch. With standard rules, it just basically means that Funnel can build these out for you right off the bat. So it'll go ahead and normalize all of the fields that similarly are cost from the different platforms that you're importing data from. So if you would like to include any of these in your workspace, feel free to just click into it and it'll be created for you automatically, and you'll have all of that data normalized for these specific fields. But jumping into creating one from scratch, so here you have the ability to name it, and then you can add a short description. I do recommend adding a description if you have multiple people working in the same workspace, just so everyone's aware what the purpose of that specific metric is. You also have the option here to choose what unit you would like it to be in. We have numerical, percentage, monetary, and duration, what precision you would like it to be in, and how you would like it to be aggregated. And then in regards to the different types of custom metrics that you can create, we have rule-based and formula-based. Rule-based behaves a little bit more like dimensions and is based on conditions. So if there's different definitions for cost, for example, you can go ahead and take that into account with creating a rule-based metric. But if you would like to just create a simple calculation, then we would recommend to do formula-based metrics. So something like cost divided by clicks, then we would recommend just to do that with a formula-based metric. Let's say we want to include the revenue tax, depending on what country my sales are coming from. And then you would usually add a short description, but since this is just an example, I'll skip that one for now. And then I would like it to be a number, precision is fine, and I would like it to be aggregated sum. And then we would jump down here to rule with condition, and we could say if the country contains, for example, United Kingdom, then the value of revenue, we could multiply that by 28. So we can say that the UK has a 28% revenue tax. And then we can go ahead and apply that to other countries as well. So we could do United States revenue and multiply by, for the US, we could say they have a 23% revenue tax. And then we can go ahead and save that. If you wanted to add any description here for any of your teammates that work in the same workspace on what you've done with the rules, you can go ahead and feel free to add that. I'll just save it as this for now. And then here you have the brief description of how your rules are behaving and the date range and what that specific metric is outputting in regards to which values. So we can go ahead and jump into Data Explorer, and we can reload. And then we can include that specific metric that we created. And then there you have it. So this would be the 28% and 23% of these two numbers. And as you can see, it's for the UK and for the US. So now I'm going to show you a formula-based metric. So we can start off from scratch. And let's say we want to call this one net loss. Then we would go down here and click on formula. And then we could say revenue. And then you can pick the metric you want by clicking metric here, or you can just begin typing it in and this drop down will pop up. And then we can do cost. But just as a little heads up, when you're looking at whichever metric you're trying to pick, make sure that it's from the proper platform and that it's from the right report type as well. If they're crossed out, it either means they can't be included in a formula or the field has been deprecated. But just make sure that it always aligns with that specific platform and report type. So say we wanted to do revenue minus cost, create. And then again, you have the formula listed here, the date range, and then the values that that formula would output. So if we jump back into Data Explorer and we reload, we can include that field. And then there you have it. Then the net loss would come up here as well after being calculated. So I can show you one more example for creating a formula-based metric. So jumping back into metrics, we can click on create metric from scratch. And then we can do client return on ad spend, and then a formula-based metric. So we could do cost again, divided by cost, and multiplying it times 1.1. And then we can create that. And we can see the output of the specific formula here. And then we can jump into Data Explorer to include it, and we can reload. And then we can include it. In the metric side of things. And there you have it. The client return on ad spend is 91% for United Kingdom and United States for the traffic source Bing. So those are just a couple examples on how to work with custom metrics, but if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to our support team at support@funnel.io or through our in-app chat. Thank you so much. Bye.